War makes enemies. But sometimes, fate weaves a different story, one where the lines between friend and foe blur, and survival reveals humanity in the most unexpected faces. The rumble of his P-47 Thunderbolt's engine was like a steady heartbeat beneath him as Captain Daniel "Danny" Cole flew over the endless blue stretch of the Pacific. His squadron was long gone, scattered after the dogfight with Japanese Zeros near the Solomon Islands. Smoke still clung to the horizon like black scars against the sky. Danny's plane had taken hits, fuel lines nicked, radio crackling useless static, but she was still airborne. The others, not so lucky. He should have been heading back to Henderson Field. Instead, something caught his eye: wreckage below, floating debris, and movement. His brow furrowed as he circled lower, engine whining in protest. A life raft bobbed among the wreckage. Inside, a figure, barely conscious, waving weakly. Through the binoculars, Danny's breath caught. The man wasn't American. Black hair. Tattered flight suit with a red rising sun insignia on the shoulder. A Japanese aviator. His instincts screamed leave him. His squadron had lost 2 men to those same rising sun planes just hours ago. The war was brutal, personal. But then he saw the blood, bright against the man's uniform, the way his head lolled to the side, eyes glazed. The ocean was merciless. Sharks, dehydration, sunstroke. Danny hovered, cursing himself. "What the hell are you doing, Cole?" But his hand was already guiding the Thunderbolt down to a precarious splash landing nearby. The P-47 bobbed awkwardly as he pulled the canopy back, sea spray hitting his face. He retrieved his emergency raft and paddled over, Colt pistol tucked in his belt. The Japanese pilot barely flinched when Danny reached him, too weak to resist. Blood stained the water. Shrapnel wounds, bad. Danny hesitated, then hauled him into the raft. 4 hours, they drifted. Danny kept the pistol within reach. The Japanese pilot faded in and out of consciousness, murmuring words Danny didn't understand. His face was young, maybe 20, barely more than a kid. The sun sank low, the sky bleeding orange and purple. Danny's mind spun. If either of them was found, by Japanese or American forces, it wouldn't go well. His squadron wouldn't exactly pin a medal on him for saving the enemy. The man's eyes finally opened fully as twilight settled. He flinched, saw the gun, then Danny's uniform. His face tightened, preparing for the worst. But Danny didn't raise the weapon. "Name?" Danny asked. The pilot coughed weakly. "Takashi. Sato." "Cole," Danny replied stiffly. He gestured to the wound. "You're bleeding out." Takashi seemed to understand. He nodded faintly, a trace of pride stubborn in his gaze. "Rather die than surrender." Danny rolled his eyes. "Yeah, well, tough luck. I didn't risk my skin to fish you out just to let you bleed to death." With crude first aid from his kit, Danny tended the wounds as best he could. They didn't speak much after that, the language barrier, the tension, but the silence was heavy with understanding. Night fell. Stars spread across the sky like silver bullets. Somewhere out there, ships prowled. Planes hunted. And they drifted, 2 enemies, trapped together by fate. By dawn, Danny spotted a ship, a silhouette on the horizon. Relief flooded him, rescue. He grabbed the flare gun, but paused when he saw the rising sun flag painted on the ship's side. Japanese. Takashi saw it too. His eyes widened in horror, then confusion as Danny shoved the flare gun into the sea. "What? Why?" Takashi rasped. Danny's face was hard, eyes narrowing as he leaned in. "They'll kill me." Takashi hesitated, then shook his head weakly. "Prisoner, maybe. Alive." Danny scoffed. "Maybe doesn't cut it. Besides," he glanced at the ship, at Takashi, "I know what happens to downed American pilots." Takashi didn't argue. The ship moved on, oblivious. But Danny's gut churned with unease. A new thought crept in, the realization that soon another ship would come. Maybe American. Maybe Japanese. He couldn't control it. Couldn't guarantee survival. Hours passed. The sun climbed high. The tension thickened. They were running low on water. And then, the distant hum of engines. A plane appeared, sleek, silver, American markings. Danny's heart surged with hope. He grabbed the mirror, signaling frantically. Takashi's face darkened with dread. Danny stopped. His hand hovered mid-signal. He turned to the Japanese pilot, weak but defiant. If he signaled, the Americans would see them both. Would they hesitate to pull Danny out if he was with the enemy? Or would they shoot first? Trust was a razor's edge. Takashi met his gaze. Signal. I understand. He gestured weakly. You live. It wasn't surrender. It was quiet resignation. A soldier's pride still intact, but realistic. Danny's jaw clenched. His fingers tightened on the mirror. But then, something clicked in Danny's mind, the face of his brother, gone down in flames over Pearl Harbor. The screams of his squadron mates. The futility of this endless war. And yet, this boy, Takashi, wasn't the monster from propaganda posters. He was human. Wounded. Scared. Just like Danny. In that moment, Danny made his decision. He signaled. But not towards the American plane. Instead, he used coded flashes, subtle, old pilot tricks, indicating single survivor. Himself. The plane dipped its wings, acknowledging. Minutes later, a seaplane approached, lowering rescue ropes. Danny hauled himself aboard. They never looked twice at the empty raft bobbing behind, Takashi hidden beneath it, clinging to the side. Hours later, aboard the American ship, Danny listened to the others chatter. Lucky they spotted you. Hell of a thing, going down out there. See any Japs? Danny kept his face blank. No. Just wreckage. That night, standing alone at the rail, he gazed out at the vast ocean. Somewhere out there, Takashi drifted, alive. Maybe he'd find his people. Maybe not. But Danny had given him a chance. War demanded enemies. But sometimes, humanity slipped through the cracks. And in those rare moments, that was when men, not soldiers, made history.